Everybody in this movie did their thing, except for Baby Driver. Alright, y'all, with the week I had, I needed some escapism. Straight up, I needed some escapism, and who better than to go for escapism than the master of escapism, Steven Spielberg, who is on my Mount Rushmore of film directors. Put some respect on his name. Okay, he is one of the last of the OGs, the masters of this game, and they're getting older. So appreciate the work now. Okay, appreciate it, because pretty soon you're not going to see his new work anymore. You have to go back to his old stuff and say, damn, this dude was a master. Appreciate it now while it's out. I heard this shit's flopping. I think it only made $10 million this weekend, which is a shame. How the fuck did Venom, Let There Be Carnage, make quadruple the money that this movie made? And not, I mean, I did enjoy Let There Be Carnage. You know, it's a mindless popcorn fucking fun time. But when you talk about a film, okay, Scorsese, Spielberg, the OGs say the MCU is not cinema. And some people will say, oh, how dare you say you're just jealous and bitter. Watch an MCU movie and watch any of Spielberg's movies. Even his worst ones, except for 1941. Even his worst ones. Watch any Scorsese movie. Watch any Coppola movie. Okay, besides Jack. Watch any of those movies and you will clearly see the difference between cinema and the MCU. But don't get me wrong, I fuck with the MCU. But if you want your question answered, there you go. So here we are. The remake of the 1961 classic West Side Story. Now, I remember watching the old one back when I was in elementary school in music class. They showed us corny stuff like Sound of Music and Singing in the Rain. So when it came time to the West Side Story, I was like, I don't want to see this shit. This looks corny. And I found myself being really engaged. And I don't remember it. I just remember really liking the movie. Okay, so I came into this fresh, really not remembering anything. But when I heard certain songs and certain cues, I'm like, okay, I kind of remember that. You know, I kind of remember that dance routine right there. So some stuff was coming back to me. But I came into this film fresh. So as the film was going, I was just totally just into this world, man. This, like I said, escapism. Spielberg shot this shit like his life depended on it. All right, he put his ankle in it. You know, just the choice of using dull colors. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know there's a technical term for that, but it seemed like the colors were kind of dull. It was kind of gritty looking, but it was supposed to be that because it takes place in gritty fucking New York. You see buildings getting torn down, bulldozers and stuff. This is a gritty, grimy ass fucking city, right? And it shows the grittiness of it while still making it look fucking beautiful. Nobody moves the camera like Steven Spielberg. Nobody can use shots and different angles to tell a fucking story. Master filmmaker, put some respect on his name. One of the illest directors of all time. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. All right, but here is my critic hat. I have to get into some gripes. One of the gripes that I have, the main gripe that I have is, I know I'm not going to remember the name, so this time I came prepared. Come on, phone, turn on. But one of the gripes that I had is the lead, okay? The guy that played, oh my God, the lead guy, Baby Driver, that actor. I'm trying to pull it up, but my backup phone here is like really retarded. And it's saying, Rashad, we know you're doing a video. That's why we're taking our time. I think there was some criticism about him. Okay, yeah, he played the character of Tony. Okay, there was some criticism about him, but I went into this not really reading the criticism. I just know it was there. He did not fit in this movie at all. Tony, the actor that played Tony, did not fit in this movie. Fuck it, the phone doesn't, it's fucking retarded. But yeah, Tony did not fit in this movie. He didn't. The actor that played him, okay, he just did not fit. He did not one time convince me that he was part of the Jets, okay? Now, Riff, on the other hand, yeah, Riff was that dude, even though he was kind of puny looking, but I bought Riff as the leader of that crew, all right? And you really don't pick a side because when you see where both sides are coming from in their backgrounds, you really don't want nobody to get hurt. Tony's the odd man out. I think he was probably written that way, but just the actor, I just did not, something about him, I just couldn't get into his character. And then the whole love thing with him and Maria, Maria, I'll probably go on that shit better than him. I didn't buy the love story. I just did. The chemistry wasn't there. It just wasn't believable. That whole love at first sight thing, I know that's a possibility, but I just didn't buy it. You know, I was rooting for her to be with the nerdy Puerto Rican guy, over this dude. Like, I'm like, dude, leave the gringo alone. Go with whatever the fuck his name was. Rashad, you're bad with names. I know. Pray for me. So this love story happens and it blossoms and it's beautiful and I'm not really into it. What I was really into was just the musical numbers, the side characters, you know what I'm saying? I was into everything else except for Tony and Maria. Ain't that some shit? And they're supposed to be the focal point of the movie, but I didn't care about them. Matter of fact, the actress that plays Maria, who's very beautiful, by the way, she's a beautiful actress, and she did her thing. Everybody in this movie did their thing, except for Baby Driver. But I kept looking at her, and I kept seeing Candace Owens. Am I not the only one that sees that? And Candace Owens has the most punchable face ever. I kept seeing Candace Owens when I saw this chick. But I try to put that out of my mind. Yeah, this was one of those dope-ass musicals that just really pulls you in, and you feel like you're part of the story. And a few times I felt like my big ass could have got up and did one of them twirls and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how much I was into it. But it kind of goes from that family-friendly musical that you can bring the whole family to, and then it gets dark pretty quick. I say after about probably around the 2-hour mark, this is not spoiler, but around the 2-hour mark, it gets a little dark. Some shit goes down, and you're like, God damn. Steven, I didn't think you was going to take it there, bro. I don't remember the old version. I don't know if they went this dark in the old version, but it gets pretty dark. It does. And then when it starts getting dark, that's when the movie kind of slows down some, where at first you're like, I'm on for the ride. And then it goes, then you're just cruising. You're just cruising, and it just slowly just breaks you down. And you're like, oh, God, oh, that's terrible. Oh, man, no. There's one bad thing after another. And by the time the movie went off, I said, damn, that's some sad shit. Like, I didn't walk out dancing and shit like, yeah, you know, America, America. No, I walked out like, that was some sad shit. Man. All right. So wrapping this up, y'all, I had a good time with West Side Story. I recommend you watching this, man. Go support the man. Go support this movie. Steven Spielberg is a master. He deserves more respect than a $10 million opening weekend, okay? If Venom can make that much money, West Side Story should be able to quadruple that. And I almost want to make a video about why Spielberg's movies don't make that much money anymore. Like, if you go back to E.T. and the Indiana Jones movies, even Jaws, there was a time where if Spielberg had his name on it, it was box office gold. And then it got to a point where people just stopped caring. Like, this guy's one of the best filmmakers ever. And for some reason, his movies just don't make a lot. You know, people will go see an Emoji movie than a Steven Spielberg movie. That's a fucking problem. I don't know, man. Comment what y'all think about that, man. I need to make a video about that shit, because that kind of bothers me a little bit. This was a very great film. It does, I mean, it's not a perfect movie. It does have its flaws. Like, some of the decisions that some of the characters made kind of pissed me off. And the performance by Baby Driver, I just wasn't buying it. I didn't buy him and Maria's love story. But everything else in this movie was on point. How both gangs shared screen time. How you understood both gangs. So when the shit goes down, you're like, damn, I don't want nothing to happen to either of them. That's, you know, that's very hard to do. You know, usually you pick a side. I couldn't pick a side. And I got, oh, damn, you know, I threw my phone already. The actress, okay, the darker skinned actress that played Maria's sister-in-law. She was dating Maria's brother, Bernardo. However you say his name. Yeah, the one that was dating him. She did a great. I think she was one of the standouts. She had one of the best performances in the movie. That's all I got. That's it, and that's all. So yeah, y'all, what did y'all think about West Side Story? Comment free below. Let me know what you thought about it. If you like and dig this content, hit that like and subscribe notification bell in the corner. This is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video.